Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing the tag. You're supposed to pick 10 oracle decks that you don't want to be without. So the first time, I've already made this video once and I deleted it because I was not being honest with myself. I wanted to show the most expensive, most beautiful decks that I had, but those aren't the ones that I really use. So anyway, I'm going to show you the ones that I use that I really don't want to be without. I had to come to a truth with myself there. So anyway, the first one I want to show you is the Wild Unknown Pocket Archetypes. I have the large one, but it's just easier. It's just easier to use the 10 than to get out that huge box in another box. So we have a little guidebook. I did edge the sides. I like the back. I like the way they slide. So for these, I like to use these as when I'm doing a reading, I like to use these as an overall energy. And sometimes I read them intuitively. And sometimes I will look in the book. It's just depending on, what I'm feeling. There's nothing wrong with looking in the book. Some of my cards, I've got a little label maker. I put the keywords on it, but I didn't want to do it to this one because it's so small. But I think these cards are great for overall energy. Like, I really get, that one speaks volumes to me in a reading, if that was the overall energy, the self there. The womb. I'm going to try to get through this quicker. The vision. Wow. Look at that. The owls, the hands, the snake, the mountain in the back, and the little cave with a person standing there. So, the seed, the judge. A lot of these you wouldn't have to look in the book, but some of them you might want to. Or sometimes it's obvious and you just can't think. I don't know, that's the way it is for me. The medallion. But yeah, I mostly just use these for, I don't use them alone. I just use these for an overall energy in a tarot reading, and I use them a lot. The kiss. And I think they work great. I'll pull a card at the end and just read the keywords so you'll get kind of an idea. The warrior. The mask. I don't read them in reverse. The underworld. The vow. The unseen. Oh, and I just love the art. And these go, I think these go with any tarot deck. I haven't found one yet that it didn't read with, and it really goes good with her Wild Unknown Tarot. The Forest. I have all her decks, I believe. But anyway, let's pull one. Okay, so 10. And we have the village. We have a nice scene there, the mountains, and what my intuitive read might be, may not be. What's in the book, but I probably wouldn't look in the book for that. But I want to show you the book. We have the village here, and it got, you get when light, when dark, go deeper. It gives you a little quote over here. But I look at the keywords here: the hometown, the family, the tribe. So this would be the village, which is kind of what I was thinking of intuitively. It would be the village. It would be like your community, your place. And I was thinking it takes a village. My next one that I wanted to show you, I've got it in a carrying case. The Oracle of Echoes. I probably did pay a little more for this one. And I've had it since it came out. This is the second edition by Anne Torian. I have several of her decks. Tarot of the Abyss, Tarot of Echoes, Bone Stone, and Earthflesh. Anyway, I just think these work great, especially with her decks. I think the guidebook may have came in a PDF, but I don't have a guidebook. I've never needed one. I love this. They just read so well. And I don't read with these alone. This is not like a daily pull kind of deck for me. This is something that I would use when I'm using a tarot deck. I would either pull one for an overall energy, or I would pull them for clarifiers. Or I would just, if I've got to spread out, I usually take at least 2, sometimes 3, and throw them in the mix. And they always read well and work out. Look at that, inner strength coming out of the lion. They always work out perfect. Sever. And so this is a deck I really never want to be without. I have used the Hound out of this deck. It's probably the one of my most used decks, oracle decks, that I have. And I do like to take this one with me. And I did edge the sides. The backs are gorgeous. I love the cardstock. They're just really good. And I got this one off Etsy, but I did get the pocket edition. They have a bigger card. They have a standard card, or maybe it's even bigger than a standard. I'm not sure. But if they're big enough for me to see, I would rather have the smaller ones. So I can take with me. It comes with a little garden spread, and it does come with a little book with keywords. I don't think you'll need the keywords, but they're there if you do. And I love these. I like the backs. So we have union. I always use these for clarifiers, or I will just pull 2 or 3 in a tarot spread for myself or someone else that I'm reading for. Intuition, crafty. I have not found a deck yet that these do not go with either. It seems like they're very versatile, and they go with pretty much any deck. But I love these. Spiritual guidance, bound, inspiration. I can't remember how much they were, but I was very pleased. They were well worth the money. I use them. As a matter of fact, I leave these on my reading table. I use them a lot. I think they came in this little bag. Rise, wisdom. It's called Roots and Wings. Let's see who it's by. Cat, RYALLS, and right there's the website. And I think she has a shop on Etsy. That's where I got them. Vulnerability, the heart and the hand. Time, like they're very storm. They're pretty much very readable. The worker bee, a wish, the dandelion, the fire, home, hope, wildness, void, humility, duality. I just love them. I think they're amazing. This one, I think this is an indie deck, but you can get it. I saw it on Etsy for like $40, which is almost what you pay for a mass market deck now. Oracle for self-discovery, soul work, and transformation. That is the website. And this is I got this on Etsy. It was a pre-loved copy, but it was almost brand new. And I do use the guidebook with this one, because this is, I rarely use this for anyone but myself. And we'll look at the guidebook first. Wisdom of the Shadow, because it does give you spreads to use. Now, I will use spreads with the oracle cards if it's a deck like this that I'm just using for myself. There's more spreads. And this is more to do shadow work. A lot of people don't really know what to do with shadow work, but this book gives you pretty much everything that you need to know. We'll pull a card and kind of go through it at the end, so you'll get some sort of an idea. But and then I'll journal. Not only will I do this, but I will journal. Sometimes I'll journal the contemplations, and sometimes I'll just journal what I feel like the card means to me. So let's look at the cards. They already came in metallic edging, and the backs are gorgeous. So we have a Judgment. I guess you could use these with a Shadow Tarot deck. Resistance, fear, letting go. It's like we've all went through some sort of letting go in our life that was painful, and this just when you go with the guidebook, or you sit and you meditate with a card and you write it down, it kind of helps you to let go with it. And the book also gives you a ritual, and whether you believe in it or not, scientifically, rituals helps you therapeutically. Emptiness, doubt, inner child, greed, pain. These cards are very to the point. I think they are really powerful cards. Intrusion. I don't know about you guys, but I've certainly felt like that. Like, it's a lot of anxiety. Boundaries. Get the fuck away from me. I know we've all felt like that. And I have trouble with boundaries. That's one of my issues that I'm working on. Frustration. Self-embrace. Panic. As somebody that has PTSD. Diagnosed PTSD on medication for it. This is a huge help for me. Identity. Wisdom. Victory. It's almost like they're all trying to pull you back down. Discomfort. And we have to sit in the discomfort. And sometimes you have to hold space for yourself instead of holding it for everybody else. Courage. We've all been down this little river too, where you're terrified of what you want to do or need to do. Grief. Well, I'm sure we've all been here too. Connection, expectations. Here too. Too many people expecting too much, and sometimes it's more than you can handle. So anyway, let's pull a card right quick. This is my favorite Shadow Oracle deck. So let's just take a quick look. We're not going to read the whole thing due to time. Self-embrace. So let's look at this. Okay, so we have self-embrace. I embrace all the layers that make me who I am. I wrap myself in a loving embrace. And you may think it's cheesy, but it is helpful. And, you know, we're all different. I like doing this kind of stuff. It gives you contemplations. And it gives you a ritual. Which I'm a ritual person. And I love to do rituals. So, and I do think it's helpful. And that's me. But anyway, there we go. The Sacred Mothers and Goddesses. This is another one. Now, I use this both ways. I think it's called the Rooted Woman Tarot. I can't remember the name of it. It pairs really good with it. I think it's amazing with that. Or you can just have it for yourself. Sacred Mothers and Goddesses. And you get so much information in here, like with Demeter with Hope. This is a mass market deck. You get Demeter's message. You get call on Demeter. When. You get activities and rituals. You get a card spread. if you pull this card, it gives you a whole spread to do on every page. On every card, you get a spread. Created an altar for Demeter if you're into that. I don't do that all the time, but sometimes I do. This is it's a mass market deck. Blue Angel. I love Blue Angel's cardstock. Claudia Olivos. I don't know how to say it, but anyway, that is the one. So we have Gaia with evolution. We have Kali with endings and beginnings. Sight, like if you're feeling, I don't know, I'll pull this deck out sometimes for a reflection. We have Mother Mary, unconditional love and faith. And I'll read the message. And this one here is one of my favorite cards. Anyway, I'll use it in the mornings, ancestors and past lives, like for what I need to reflect on for the entire day. And I'll read what it says in the book. And, if I feel like doing the ritual, I will, or I'll just read it. I always journal. I journal every day. I love Mary Magdalene, Courage, Visionary. That's one of my other favorite cards. But, yeah, and I think they give great messages in any divine feminine tarot deck. You could use this. You could use it as as an overall energy, or as an advice card at the end. Or just to pull one and, be like, take the energy of this sacred mother or goddess, justice and healing. So, life force, health and longevity, Hecate, magic and crossroads. I just really feel a connection to this deck, and it's one that I would not want to be without. Yes, this one is another one. I think this one's on sale now for like $18 maybe. Names. It comes with a nice guidebook. I do usually take a look at the guidebook. It has spreads in it, and I have used the spreads in this one as well. This is one that I use. I will pull it when I'm doing a tarot spread, or I'll use it on its own as a reflection, or I have done or will do entire spreads, and I have read for other people with this deck because I really, really love this deck. You get the message, you get the about, and you get an extended message. And this is still available in its mass market. Choose your path, the direction guardian. This is the Lord, like the green man, take charge with authority. The druid, hold the space. Drum, dream and journey. Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. This could also be used as, sometimes I use this as an advice card after a reading. Stay rooted and grounded. Bask in joy and light. Release the old and rest. And I swear, I've had this deck for a long time, and I pull this card more than I pull any card. And what is so weird is I do have a wolf headdress. As a matter of fact, it stays on my bed. But Unleash the Wild Within. I love this card. It's my favorite card in the deck. We have the Hermit with Retreat and Recharge. The High Priestess, Harness Mystic Powers. Harness Mystic Power. We have the Warrior, Be Fearless. Stand your ground. It's got great affirmations, great advice. Unlock the magic within. Enjoy success and happiness. Take care of your needs. Sometimes, I got too much to say and I can't get it out quick enough. Sometimes we don't self-care ourselves. We'll take care of everybody else and we won't take care of ourselves. But it has all the seasons in it. We have the Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. And just keep the peace, whatever's going on. Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. It can be breaking generational curses. The Air Guardian, shift your perception. The Sky Father, trust in the unknown. The Knight, be brave and honest. I just love them. Stargazer, set your sights high. the water guardian, the high priest, the shaman, the animal guardian. I get this one a lot too. And this is on the front of the box and the book. The medicine mother, honor your inner knowing. The white witch, be the light. The shield maiden, the great teacher. It looks like Jesus. Learn from spiritual experiences with the peace stuff. The guardian angel, you're not alone. The wise one, grow within your current situation. So I think this is one of my favorite decks. I've used this deck. Again, this is one of the decks that I have used more than any other deck. This is the Urban Crow Oracle, and I also bought the Urban Crow expansion because I love these cards. Cards that has crows, ravens, any kind of witchy cards. They work great with I'll use this a lot with the Lightseers deck. I'll do a spread and just use these for clarifiers, or I will take a, what did I say? I'll use these as clarifiers, or I'll just pull 2 or 3 cards in with the spread from this, and they always go great together. Stability, dominance, acceptance, dawn, preparation, adventure, injury. Love this. I love them all. And like I said, there's so many tarot decks. This could be used with any witchy deck, any Celtic deck. Most of them have crows and ravens. They really go good with her other decks. Guardian of the Night, Fox Hera, Unfinished Business. That's some of her decks that I have, that I think these just, they work together. They play together well. They, trickery, wrath, exposed, distance, commitment, betrayal. Wow, look at that. I just think these are great cards. I love her work. And this is a deck that I use all the time. I do take it with me because I think it goes, it's very versatile in its use. Open-hearted, trust, identity. So yeah, I think this works well. I would not, this is not one that I would use to read. This is not one that I would use to read. Like, just do a reading, just lay out a bunch of cards and do a reading. I do use this with tarot, Mood of the Moon Oracle, but I do love it. It comes, the guidebook has a lot of information, but what I like about these cards, not only is there a lot of cards, the presentation, this box is great. The cards are beautiful. They've got the silver gilding. The backs are stunning. I use these when I'm using old style tarot, or just the regular RWS. I think they're good with that, or any kind of weird looking deck, because these are some weird, these are some odd cards. What I would do was I would lay a tarot card up here, out of balance. Okay, what is out of balance? What do I need to know about that? Over here, an ending. What have I got that is ending or coming to an end, or needs to come to an end? And down here we have a loony. What's loony about this situation? Is loony? Yeah. What's loony? What's loony? And this one is turning point. Like, what is the turning point here? What is this gonna, what turning point is this gonna bring me to? So I do like to use them like that. And they're color coded. And in the book it shows you the colors. Let me zoom back out. It shows you the colors. Like we have the elements, basically, is what we have on there. And then you get the astrology. You get the numerology number if you're into that. We'll take a look. Decisive, successful collaborations, positive thinking. See, they're strange, but I like strange. And it does have a dramatic change. You can see little symbols there inside the card. If you want to go really deep there, dramatic change, controlling, invasive, bold backfires, quick to forgive. And I want to see this one because these are some weird, brutally honest. This reminds me of one of the tarot decks also that Travis McHenry did. Stressful, multitasking, confused, attractive, magnetic, new beginnings, critical. So anyway, let's take a look at one of them in the book. Just a quick look. I know we can't do this with every card because we're just going to look at the top one. We're not going to look at all of them. So let's pull down critical. This would be the earth. So critical. So it's the third one. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. So I'll show you this one. Reclaim Oracle. To integrate a part of yourself. To heal a memory. So I think it's really good. You can look at the pictures and feel all kind of emotions. Comes with a picture and it does come with a meaning. So yeah, it brings up big feelings if you're healing from something, an abusive relationship, any kind of abuse. If you're healing from grief, if you're just, you can be healing from anything. Coming off an addiction, inner healing, a divorce, like anything. So we have humility, we have confidence, and we have acceptance, grief. And you can really, I mean, you can tell that that is grief. And this is a card to meditate on and to sit with and journal about. This is my favorite journal deck. Neglect. You could have been neglected as a child, or maybe you was the one who did the neglecting. Maybe you was neglected by a partner or someone that you love. Sadness, and then we could see there's a lot of stitches, there's a lot of cuts, there's a lot of hurt in this deck. You just want to crawl up back up in the womb, and there's a lot of pictures like that where it actually is like fear. You just want to curl up in that ball, and desire, uncertainty. I feel like that's where I stay. Apathy, expression. I love these bodies. I just love the way. I love everything about this deck. Longing. This is definitely in my top 3 favorite Oracle decks. Boredom, resilience. This is one of my favorite ones, even though she's broken. She is broken. She is still going. She is resilient. So I think they carry great messages. Spite. We've all felt that too. Powerlessness. Wow. These are heavy cards. These are very heavy cards. Despair. I think they can be very triggering, but they can also be jealousy. You could be the jealous one, or you could be a victim of this. I feel like attachment. The things that you're attached to, you're tethered to, that could be bringing you down. Not good for you or good for you. Either way. Protection. Trying to protect your inner child. Criticism. Evidence. Resentment. I need to hurry and get through this. Humiliation. It's like you're in the middle. Everybody's watching. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's pointing their fingers. Everybody's gossiping. Kindness, impatience, purpose, change. And I love this. It's almost like you're going in as a little, I don't know, starts as a little sperm maybe, and it goes through here, and by the time you come out of and I like the snake is a great depiction too, and a change, you're transforming, like a death and transformation. You're evolving. See the wounds have turned into flowers. Security. Success. Fairness. Closure. There's a little door there. I love that. I'm telling you, these are the most powerful cards. Loss. Detachment. Appreciation. So, it's probably my favorite oracle deck out of all of them. Not sure if you would call this an oracle deck. Before we had tariffs, somebody in New Zealand made these, and I use these all the time. I take them with me. There you can make your own spread, or you can just do a pull of one card, shuffle and pull out. Sometimes I'll go through it, or I'll let whoever I'm reading for go through it and pick out what they want to know, as in making your own spread, your own tarot spread or oracle spread. And sometimes I'll just shuffle it, and whatever, comes out, I'll do a spread with. It's Hand Me That Pencil in New Zealand. And then we have the shadow work that you can dive deep into. And I really, really like these. And then there's a mixture in here of also some shadow work and relationship cards before she did the expansion decks. So we'll just take a look at this. So the career impact, if you was wanting to know about your financial or career, where the power lies, that could be with anything. What I need to know, what to shed, my potential, how to overcome. I like to lay out about a message from Spirit. I like to lay out about at least 7 with an overall energy. What they want, whatever the spread means to you, you can put it together yourself. What must be released, the emotions, past influences, the risk to avoid, a reason to stay, the future, what to leave behind, my strength, my soul's true path, what I need more of, my career strength, my fulfillment, the career setback, when love will arrive, the future influence, is this the right path, my money superpower, what to gather, what to say yes, devil's advocate, the subconscious thought, what I need less of, my reality, my emotional needs, what grounds me. I have found these to be extremely helpful, especially if you're reading for somebody and they have no idea. And this kind of gives them an idea when they don't really know that much about tarot or what to ask. You can just be like, look through this and just pick out a few cards, or I can pick out a few cards, however you feel comfortable. And a deck that I use all the time. These are just for advice cards. Just one advice card at the end. And it always seems to line up and go great. You're going to make mistakes, and it's okay. Sometimes you learn by messing up. If you need to break the rules, do it with conviction to make a difference. It just gives you little affirmations. Spend more time on spiritual growth. I would say this would be advice from your higher self. There's still time to change the road you're on. It's never too late. let go of the idea that you're not ready. I think it's good little messages. It's uplifting little messages if you're feeling like shit. And you get a reading and continue to make the most of every open door. It's kind of like your higher self giving you, cheerleading you, cheering you on. Rejection is for your protection. And it's okay. It's okay not to have all the answers. They will come to you when you need them. Like, I love these. And I think they go with any tarot deck. And I don't know if these are still available. I got these a long time ago, and I have used the Hound out of them. And sometimes I will just pull one when I get up and as an affirmation card, or like, I don't know, I'll pull one now for the collective just to see what we need to know. As I always say, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Everything's not going to resonate with everybody. So we have, remember many of the clouds casting shadows aren't real. So that says a whole hell of a lot right there. A whole hell of a lot. And maybe somebody needed to hear that today. Peace out, my friends.